Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Daniel Torrio, and I would like to first start off by saying I hope everybody has had a blessed and fruitful Thanksgiving and has been able to spend a lot of great quality time with their family in this short break we've had from class and school, well, for most of us. Um, but today I'm going to discuss Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States, and the drama that surrounded him as a president that lasted throughout his entire presidency for both terms and is still going on today. It's easy to forget that it's not just current presidents and politicians that are questioned about their choices in life and the things they've done in their past while they're attempting to get elected or reelected and throughout their terms in office. Jefferson was president from 1801 to 1809, and like I said, almost his entire presidency, he was under the pressure from accusations fathering the children of a slave woman that worked for him at Monticello. In 1802, a journalist named James T. Callender wrote an article stating that President Jefferson kept a slave in his concubine, named Sally Hemings. Callender also made the claim that Jefferson fathered at least 6 children with her, and unfortunately only 4 of them were able to survive to adulthood. Throughout President Thomas Jefferson's presidency, he refused to make comments on the matter and often would just walk away from the question if it was posed to him in a meeting or by a journalist. Simply choosing to not answer the questions or provide any sort of feedback to anybody certainly did not make the problem go away. And here we are, nearly 200 years later, still talking about Thomas Jefferson and the fact if he indeed fathered the children for one of his slaves. In the 1990s, a team of geneticists did a series of DNA tests in an attempt to prove that Thomas Jefferson did indeed father the children of Sally Hemings. However, the results from the testing of their descendants was inconclusive. They can neither prove that there was any sort of DNA link between the Hemings and the Jeffersons, and so the DNA tests were inconclusive and it didn't really provide the solid answer that everybody was hoping for. So the scientific data says one thing, well, they couldn't prove, and honestly couldn't disprove whether or not Thomas Jefferson did indeed father the children of Sally Hemings. But Thomas Jefferson's actions later in life really called into question whether he did indeed have feelings for this slave Sally Hemings and her children. In the 1820s, Sally Hemings and 2 of her children, Beverly and Harriet, were freed from Monticello and allowed to leave, and were granted their freedoms in the United States. And then later, when Thomas Jefferson passed away, he had written in his will that Sally Hemings' last 2 children, Madison and Eston, would be freed as well. This was something that was very uncommon, and in fact the only family that Thomas Jefferson did this to. He did not free any others. It was just Sally Hemings and her 4 children that were freed from his Monticello estate. And so if you think about it in that context, no, the DNA evidence can't say that he was or was not, and neither does his actions say that he was or was not the father of the children. But it is suspicious, and it does bring back into question as to why he would do such a thing. Hopefully you found the video useful. Thank you.